You wake up in the morning, your mouth is dry, sticky, rough. It feels like someone filled your mouth with cotton while you slept. Most people think that is harmless, but doctors say that for adults over 60, waking up with a dry mouth every single morning can be one of the very first warning signs of something serious happening inside your body. Something affecting your heart, your blood sugar, your breathing while you sleep. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Most people drink a glass of water, feel a little better, and completely forget about it. Until tomorrow morning, when it happens again, and again, and again. If that sounds familiar to you, this video could be one of the most important things you watch this year. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 hidden reasons why you keep waking up with a dry mouth. Some of these are connected to conditions that millions of older adults have right now without knowing it. And one of them, which I will get to in just a few minutes, surprises almost everyone who hears it. Stay with me. Let's get into reason number 1. How many medications do you take every day? 1, 2, maybe 3 or more? Here's something your doctor may have never told you directly. There are more than 500 commonly used medications that list dry mouth as a direct side effect. 500. And many of them are medications that adults over 60 take every single day without a second thought. We are talking about blood pressure pills, allergy medications, antidepressants, water pills, which are used for heart problems and leg swelling, common pain medications, sleeping pills, even some heartburn medications. Now, here is where it gets dangerous. When you take just one of these, the drying effect might be mild, barely noticeable. But when you are taking 2, 3, or 4 of these medications at the same time, which is very common for adults over 60, the drying effect builds up. It compounds, and suddenly your mouth feels like cracked leather every single morning. Pause for a second and think about this. Saliva is not just for chewing food. Saliva is your mouth's defense system. It fights bacteria, it protects your teeth, it helps you swallow safely, it keeps your gums healthy. Without it, bacteria take over fast. Gum disease follows, tooth decay follows, and for older adults, here's the part that really concerns doctors. Difficulty swallowing can develop. When swallowing becomes difficult, food or liquid can accidentally slip into the lungs. That leads to pneumonia. That is not a small problem. Does this happen to you? Do you notice your mouth is especially dry first thing in the morning, right after taking your evening medications? Here is what to do. Write down every medication you take, prescription and over-the-counter, and bring that list to your next appointment. Tell your doctor directly, I wake up every morning with a very dry mouth. Could my medications be part of the reason? A simple switch or adjustment can sometimes make a night and day difference, but only if your doctor knows to look. But medications are only the beginning. The next cause is one that silently affects millions of older adults, and most of them are completely unaware it is happening inside their own bodies. Here is something that most people over 60 do not know about their own body. Your thirst sense weakens with age, quietly, gradually, without warning. When you were younger, your body reliably told you when it needed water. You felt thirsty, you drank, problem solved. But after 60, that signal fades, and eventually, your body stops sending it clearly at all. This means you can be genuinely dehydrated, running low on water, and feel absolutely nothing. No thirst, no obvious sign, just a dry, sticky mouth when you open your eyes. When your body is low on water, it starts rationing what it has. It sends water to the heart, the kidneys, and the brain first. The saliva glands are lower on that priority list. They get less, and your mouth dries out. Think about what that feels like. You wake up and your lips are already cracked. Your tongue feels thick and heavy. Your throat is rough, and the day has not even started yet. That is not just normal aging. That is your body telling you it is already behind on water before sunrise. And here is what makes it really concerning. Mild chronic dehydration in older adults has been linked to urinary tract infections, kidney stones, confusion, dizziness, and falls. Falls for adults over 65 are one of the leading causes of serious injury and hospitalization in the entire country. Here is the simplest thing you can try starting tomorrow morning. Before coffee, before breakfast, before you look at your phone, drink 1 full glass of plain water the moment you wake up. Your body loses water all night through breathing alone. Replacing it first thing is a small habit that can make a real difference to that morning dryness. And throughout the day, carry a small water bottle and sip from it regularly, even when you do not feel thirsty, especially when you do not feel thirsty. But here's the important part. For many people, drinking more water helps, but it does not fully solve the dry mouth. The mouth is still dry, still sticky, still there every single morning. And when water is not enough, something else is going on. Because the next cause could be quietly affecting your heart right now without a single obvious symptom. I told you earlier to watch for this one. This is it, sleep apnea. And if you wake up every single morning with a bone-dry mouth, a dull throbbing head, and an exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to fix, this could be exactly what is happening to you. Here's what sleep apnea actually does. When you fall asleep, the muscles in your throat relax. In some people, especially as they get older, those muscles relax too much. The airway narrows, or closes completely, and your breathing stops. Not forever, just a few seconds. But then it happens again, and again, and again, all night long. Some people stop breathing 30, 40, even 60 times in a single hour of sleep. Think about that. 60 times per hour. Every time your body stops breathing, it fights for air. It shifts from breathing through the nose to breathing through the mouth. And mouth breathing all night long dries out the mouth completely. This is why people with sleep apnea wake up every single morning feeling like they have been chewing on dry sand. Now, here is where doctors get very concerned. Sleep apnea is not just a sleep problem. It is a whole body problem. Untreated sleep apnea has been directly linked to high blood pressure that is extremely difficult to control, heart attacks, stroke, type 2 diabetes, memory loss, and depression. The American Heart Association specifically identifies untreated sleep apnea as a major risk factor for heart disease, and most people who have it have absolutely no idea. Millions of people going to bed every night, stopping breathing dozens of times, waking up exhausted and dry-mouthed every morning, and believing it is just part of getting older. It is not just getting older. This is real, and it is treatable. Let me ask you something right now. Do you snore loudly? Has anyone ever told you that you stop breathing, even for just a moment? While you sleep, do you wake up tired even after a full night of sleep? Do you get headaches in the morning? And most importantly for this video, do you wake up every morning with a very dry, sticky mouth? If 2 or more of those apply to you, please talk to your doctor about sleep apnea. Ask about a sleep study. And here is something most people do not know. You can now do a sleep test at home. A small device, no hospital stay, no scary machines. Results within days. I want to tell you about a man named Robert. Robert was 68 years old, retired, a grandfather of 4. He took his blood pressure medication every morning without fail and considered himself a healthy man, or so he thought. Every single morning, his mouth felt like sandpaper, cracked lips, scratchy throat. He drank his water and moved on. He figured he just needed a humidifier in the bedroom. He was also exhausted all the time, falling asleep in his chair every afternoon, struggling to stay awake through a full program on television. His wife told him his snoring was loud. She had noticed more than once that he would go completely silent in the middle of the night and then snore again. She thought it was just normal snoring. 2 years went by. Then Robert had a heart event. He survived. Barely. In the hospital, a doctor saw the pattern. The dry mouth, the fatigue, the blood pressure that never fully responded to medication, the snoring his wife had mentioned. They ordered a sleep study. The results showed that Robert had severe sleep apnea. He had been stopping breathing dozens of times every hour for years, possibly for a decade. When he finally received treatment, Robert said it felt like someone turned the lights back on in his life. His energy returned, his blood pressure stabilized. The morning dry mouth disappeared completely. The dry mouth was the signal, there every single morning for 2 years. He just did not know what it was telling him. Please do not wait for a heart event to ask the question. Talk to your doctor about sleep apnea. Ask this week. But sleep apnea is not the only hidden condition linked to dry mouth. The next one affects hundreds of millions of people worldwide, and most of them do not even know they have it yet. Do you know someone with diabetes, a family member, a neighbor, maybe even yourself? Then pay close attention to this part. Persistent dry mouth, especially in the morning, is one of the earliest signs that blood sugar is out of control. For adults over 50, this connection is something that cannot be ignored. Here is why it happens. When blood sugar rises too high, the body urgently tries to flush out the extra sugar through urine. The kidneys work overtime, pulling large amounts of water out of the body. That causes dehydration, and dehydration, as we just talked about, dries out the mouth. But it goes even further. High blood sugar also directly damages the saliva glands themselves. It reduces their ability to produce saliva at all. So even if you are drinking plenty of water, the mouth is still dry because the glands themselves are struggling. And here's the cycle that doctors find most alarming. Dry mouth leads to bacteria buildup. Bacteria buildup leads to gum disease. And gum disease has now been shown to make blood sugar even harder to control. So high blood sugar causes dry mouth. Dry mouth leads to gum disease. And gum disease pushes blood sugar higher. Round and round it goes. Here's a direct question for you right now. Along with your dry mouth, do you find yourself needing to use the bathroom more often than usual, especially at night? Do you feel unusually thirsty even after drinking? Have you noticed your vision going blurry at times? Do small cuts or bruises seem to take longer to heal than they used to? Any tingling or numbness in your feet or hands? If any of those sound familiar along with the dry mouth, please tell your doctor. Ask for a blood sugar test. It is a simple blood draw. It takes minutes, and catching diabetes or prediabetes early can protect your kidneys, your vision, your heart, and your quality of life for years to come. Prediabetes, especially if caught early, can be reversed, but only if someone is looking for it. Now, the final cause, and this one is the one most people watching have genuinely never heard of. It has a name that sounds unfamiliar, but it affects 4 million Americans right now, mostly women over 50. And it has been quietly damaging teeth, eyes, and organs for years in people who thought their dry mouth was just a small nuisance. Have you ever heard the word Sjogren's? Most people have not, and that silence is exactly the problem. Sjogren's, pronounced Sjogren's, is an autoimmune condition. That means the immune system, the system that is supposed to protect the body, accidentally turns against it. It starts attacking the glands that produce moisture, the salivary glands in the mouth, the tear glands in the eyes, and sometimes other glands and organs throughout the body. The result is a relentless dryness, a dry mouth that no amount of water fixes, dry eyes that burn and feel gritty even after using eye drops all day, a daily discomfort that creeps into everything. Here is the number that surprises most people. 4 million Americans have Sjogren's syndrome right now. It is one of the most common autoimmune conditions in the entire country, far more common in women over 50, but men can have it too. Most people with Sjogren's go years, sometimes more than 10 years, without a correct diagnosis, because the symptoms seem so small. A dry mouth, dry eyes. Who goes to the doctor for that? But Sjogren's, left untreated, causes real damage over time. Severe tooth decay, tooth loss, difficulty swallowing, chronic eye damage, painful joints, fatigue that does not go away. And in more serious cases, effects on the kidneys, the lungs, and the nervous system. This is not a small condition. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 72 years old. For 5 years, 5 full years, she had been waking up with a mouth that felt like dry cotton, rough, parched. Her lips cracked before she even made it to the kitchen. She had run through more lip balm than she could count. In those 5 years, she lost 3 teeth. She blamed herself, assumed she was not brushing well enough, felt embarrassed about it, and said nothing to anyone. Her eyes were also constantly red and irritated, burning, gritty. She used artificial teardrops every single day. At one routine eye appointment, she mentioned the eye dryness almost as an afterthought. Her eye doctor asked a few more questions. He noticed the connection. Dry eyes, dry mouth, both persistent, both unresponsive to simple fixes. He referred her to a specialist. The diagnosis was Sjogren's syndrome. 5 years, 3 lost teeth. Daily discomfort, all of it connected to one treatable condition that no one had ever looked for. Today, Margaret is on the right treatment. Her symptoms are managed, no more lost teeth. Her eyes feel better, and every time she tells this story, she says the same thing. I just wish someone had connected the dots sooner. They could have, if she had simply mentioned the dry mouth. Once Sjogren's is diagnosed, there are real treatments. Medications that stimulate saliva, special mouth rinses, eye treatments, and monitoring to protect the rest of the body. But none of that is possible until someone finds it, and no one can find it unless you speak up about a symptom that feels too small to mention. It is never too small to mention. So now you have heard all 5 causes: medications, dehydration, sleep apnea, blood sugar, and Sjogren's syndrome. Most people watching right now have at least one of these happening in their body. Many have more than one, because these conditions often overlap and connect to each other. And the good news is that every single one of them can be addressed when found early. So let me give you the practical steps, simple things you can start doing, some of them today. First, try the morning water habit. Tomorrow morning, before coffee, before breakfast, before you check your phone, drink 1 full glass of plain water the moment your eyes open. Your body loses water all night just through breathing. Replacing it first thing can noticeably reduce that morning dryness and give your saliva glands a real head start. Then carry a small water bottle with you during the day and sip from it regularly, even when you do not feel thirsty. Especially when you do not feel thirsty. Second, review your medication list. Write down everything you take, including prescription medications and over-the-counter items like allergy pills, sleep aids, antacids, and pain relievers. Bring that list to your pharmacist and simply ask, which of these could be causing dry mouth? Pharmacists know this well, and they are happy to help. Then raise it with your doctor and say the words, I wake up every morning with a dry mouth. Could my medications be contributing? A small change in timing, formula, or dosage can sometimes make a very significant difference. Third, protect your teeth actively. When saliva decreases, tooth decay speeds up dramatically. Use a fluoride toothpaste every single day without exception. Ask your dentist specifically about dry mouth. There are specialized mouth rinses, moisturizing gels, and even prescription fluoride treatments designed for exactly this situation. And if you are not seeing your dentist twice a year, please start. Your teeth are losing their natural protection and they need that extra care now more than ever. Fourth, check for sleep apnea signs tonight. Ask whoever sleeps near you honestly. Do I snore loudly? Have you ever noticed me go quiet for a moment and then start again? And tomorrow morning, pay attention. Did you wake up tired despite a full night of sleep? Dry mouth? A dull headache? Those three together are a very strong signal. At your next doctor's appointment, say these simple words. I think I may have sleep apnea. Can we look into that? Home sleep testing is now available, affordable, and completely straightforward. Fifth, map the full picture your body is showing you. Dry mouth is one clue, but look at everything together. Frequent urination plus dry mouth points toward blood sugar. Dry burning eyes plus dry mouth points toward Sjogren's. Loud snoring plus extreme morning fatigue plus dry mouth points toward sleep apnea. Write your symptoms down, all of them, even the ones that feel too small or too embarrassing to mention. The more complete the picture you give your doctor, the faster they can find what is actually going on. Waking up with a dry mouth every morning is not something to quietly live with. It is a signal, your body sending you a message. A quiet message, but a real one. That message might be telling you your medications are reducing your saliva. It might be telling you your body is more dehydrated than you realize. It might be warning you about sleep apnea, quietly straining your heart night after night. It might be an early sign of rising blood sugar, or it might be pointing toward an autoimmune condition that has a name, a diagnosis, and a real treatment. Every single one of these, found early, can be managed. That is the most important thing to carry away from this video today. Your body is one of the most sophisticated warning systems ever created. It talks to you every day, in small ways, in quiet ways. A dry mouth every morning is one of those ways. The question is, are you listening? At your very next doctor's appointment, say these words out loud. I wake up with a dry mouth every single morning. I want to understand why. That one sentence could open a door to something that changes your health completely. Now I want to hear from you. Do you wake up with a dry mouth in the mornings? Did something in this video connect symptoms you have been quietly living with for months, or maybe even years? Leave a comment below and tell me. I read every single one. And your comment might be the very thing that helps someone else watching this video today recognize something important in their own life. If this video helped you, or if it made you think of someone you love who needs to hear this, please share it with them. You may have just helped someone catch a serious health problem early, simply by pressing share. And if you want to keep learning about the quiet warning signs your body sends as you get older, the ones most people overlook for years, the next video on this channel covers more of them. They are too important to miss. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself. Your health is worth paying attention to, and the people who love you are counting on you to do exactly that.